I know basic training could be tough and intimidating for anybody that's about to leave, especially if you don't know what to expect and you have a lot of anticipation and anxiety. In this video, I'm going to give you tips on how to prepare for basic training before you leave so that you don't quit mentally when you get there.
Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, work. There you go. Hard work, work. Everybody doing it right. Hard work, work, work. That's what I say. Hard work, work, work. Earn more pay. Hard work, hard work.
First things first, before we even get started, if you're thinking about going to basic training or if you even know somebody in the military, go ahead and hit the subscribe button right now because I upload military related content every single Monday. While you're at it, go ahead and hit the like button because at the end of this video, I am going to leave you a playlist to watch so that it gives you tips on how to prepare for basic training. Let's get right into the video. When I was going to basic training, I didn't know anything about what to expect for basic training. When I arrived there, that's when it all hit me. And I know it's going to be the same for anybody else that's about to leave for basic training. It is going to be intimidating. The anticipation is going to be high and you are going to be nervous and scared. But I just want to leave this with you all, guys. Basic training is really not that hard. You will be fine. But there are a few things that you can do mentally to prepare before you leave to make your life much easier. The first thing that I want you to do is make sure you take paper or a notepad and envelope and stamps. Most people spend a lot of their personal time writing home at night, and that's fine because it does help soothe the soul a little bit and help make you feel better, especially when you get letters incoming from your loved ones and your family members at home. I want you to write a letter to yourself, and I would like for you to include certain things in the letter and leave them blank so that you can fill it out at the end of your basic training cycle. Keep this letter all the way to the end of graduation and mail it the day before you graduate. What it will do is help motivate you and push you through so that when you have those tough days, those long days, those hard days, when you just want to give up, you have that letter that you're holding on to at the end of your cycle, and you'll be able to mail that letter off and be proud that you made it all the way through and that letter kept you through so you can mail it off. So what I normally suggest people to do is write a letter saying like, hey, yes, I made it to the end of basic training. It was or it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. I learned X, Y, and Z while I was here at basic training. So the letter should include things like, hey, yes, I made it to the end of basic training. I didn't think I could do it, but I did it. Some of the friends that I made were, and then you can leave a blank for however many friends you think you might list. My favorite drill sergeant was, leave a blank. The meanest drill sergeant was, leave a blank. The best experience that I've had here was blank. It's just a fun letter that will help you document some of the things that you did throughout your basic training cycle. You can either mail the letter back to yourself at your home address or just keep it. But I think it's something good to hold on to during your basic training cycle because it'll help motivate you to get to the end. Now, there are going to be days that are hard. There are 3 phases in basic training: red, white, and blue. And red phase is the hardest phase. Red phase is the phase where they focus on breaking you mentally so that they can build you back up to be a team. So red phase is the phase that people usually want to quit in the most. It's when you will hear the most yelling from the drill sergeants, when you'll get smoked the most, you'll have a lot less sleep. It's just going to be the hardest phase, but I encourage you to push through because red phase is not the only phase, and I promise you towards the end when you get to blue phase, things will get much better for you. So usually in the beginning, like I said, the drill sergeants are very rough on you. There's a lot of yelling going on, but as the weeks progress and you get to learn things in basic training, they get to know you, you get to know them, things become a little more tolerable. And I say that to say that in the beginning, it's the anticipation, it's the shock value. It's like, okay, I ride here, this is what it is. I'm not used to all of this. But once you get into the swing of things, as the weeks go on, basic training really becomes, to me, it was fun. Like, I would go back to basic training in a heartbeat, actually, because I made a lot of my friends there that I still have in the military. I learned so much there. It was just an all new basic experience for me, and I think that you all would enjoy it as well. So number one, have that letter that you write yourself before you leave. Keep it throughout your basic training and mail it to yourself at the end of basic training. The second thing that I want you to do before you leave for basic training so that you can kind of mentally get through basic training is either write down the things that you're joining for. So whether it's for your family, whether it's financial, whether it's for school, write it down, make it look nice and pretty, put it on a small piece of paper. That's something that you can keep in the inside of your PC or in the inside of your wall locker. So I did a video a few weeks ago on Headgear, and if you have not seen that video, click here, check it out. You can go get yourself a nice satin lined PC. On the inside of your hat, which is the patrol cap that you will be issued when you get to basic training, it looks something like this. There is a pocket. All of them have pockets, and I think I have a note on the inside of mine from my daughter. I would suggest bringing that piece of paper that you wrote down the reason you joined, what you wanted to get out of the military, bring it and put it in your PC, put it in your patrol cap. So anytime times get hard, you can take it out and you can look at it, and it will be a physical reminder of why you did this. There are going to be days when you are like, why did I sign myself up for this? There will be days. But if you have that tangible reminder of why you joined the military, what your goals are, what you want to get out of the military, it can really help you on the days where you want to quit. The last thing that I would suggest is bring a small photo. You can get a photo developed, bring a small photo, and you can store that in your wall locker. At the end of a long, hard day, when you open up your wall locker and you have a beautiful picture of your loved ones, your family, your husband, your wife, your kids, whoever it may be that you left behind, that will definitely give you a little bit of motivation to continue on the next day. At least having that picture to reference when times get hard and you feeling like you want to quit, that might give you the motivation that you need to push through and finish up at the end of your 10 weeks. So right now on the screen here, I have a playlist of things I wish I knew before I went to basic training, as well as basic training advice. Go ahead and check those playlists out right now and let me know in the comment section what you think. On that note, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.
Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard